Okay, I'm decked out in Aston Martin, so let's talk Lance Stroll and get into why this headline is causing lots of confusion online and also lots of unfounded speculation with regards to Lance Stroll. Now, we know that Lance has obviously withdrawn from the Spanish Grand Prix over the weekend due to an injury. However, this headline is being very much misconstrued and actually being used to control a narrative against Lance that actually at the moment has no evidence to support it. Now, this gives the impression that Lance has withdrawn from the Spanish Grand Prix due to an injury because he's basically smashed up the garage. Now, that's not what the article says, and it's also not what Andrew Benson, who wrote the article, implies at all. However, there are some pages, some outlets who are reporting this as fact, and that's, of course, now spread like wildfire and has got the gossip people talking. Now, if you believe the gossip people, it seems like Lance got out of his car, turned into the Incredible Hulk, went on some mad rage, threw stuff around the garage, swore at people, broke his wrist again and went off into the sunset. Now, actually, if you look at the article, it basically says that Lance was visibly upset and swore at a few team members, or even just swore in the garage and got out of the car. The injury has nothing to do with it, and he didn't aggravate the wrist by doing anything in the garage. So I think it's fair to say that Lance was upset. That's totally understandable. If he's just qualified and he can't continue anymore because he's in pain, that would actually be a really good reason to be upset. So I'm not too sure that there's much more to the storyline than a pissed-off driver who can't compete in a race. But no, Lance didn't threaten anybody. No, Lance didn't smash up the garage, and no, Lance did not turn into the Green Incredible Hulk and destroy all of Aston Martin's equipment before getting in a chopper and flying out of Barcelona. And in fact, the media reports that say that Lance flew out of Barcelona after qualifying are indeed untrue as well, because Lance is still currently in Barcelona, which is where he received treatment from before when he had his injury. So it actually makes more sense for him to stay in Barcelona and see the surgeon who carried out that initial treatment on his wrist and actually getting better in the hope that he's going to be ready for the Canadian Grand Prix. So as it stands, Lance is not the Hulk, and no, he didn't smash up the Aston Martin garage, but yes, he was pissed off.